Hey, JulesBlessedVegan, incognito. Welcome to my channel, and for those of you who are new, I know you can benefit. So check it, peeps. There's this person on here who psychically knows whether I'm on my eating plan or not by looking at my eyes. So I was like, ha ha ha, I'll wear shades, and they will be none the wiser. Right? Except for, dun 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 dun, wait for it, these are vegan blue. Thank you very much. These are, though tired, the clean eyes of a clean-eating, plant-loving, crazy woman named Jules. And if you don't know that these eyes are clean, you don't know Jules. Wasn't that a thing? Like, you don't know Jack, you don't know Jules, okay? Because these are clean vegan. Thank you very much. I'm here every day. Literally. Oh my gosh. So, I just wanted to check in and rejoice in another clean day of eating. Yay, God. But unbelievable. So yesterday when I shared, I said that I was exhausted and nearly fell asleep on my way home from school. And I was not going to let that happen again. So today I was kicking it, all's good, working my way home to my dude. And all of a sudden, like, cars are kind of pulling over, and I see in my rear view mirror a police car with the lights going, but I'm not hearing anything. And I'm like, what? Pulling me over. Like, are you kidding me? Oh my gosh, people. This is my life right now. Okay, so the thing is, I've only been in the high desert, for a little while, and I've only been driving a 2-lane highway for like 2 months, right? Not even 2 months. And so I was just learning that there's broken lines that you're allowed to switch to the other side and switch back, and you can't cross the solid lines, and just like all those little rules. And apparently, according to this little rookie cop who was very excited to pull someone over, okay, apparently I switched over where the broken line was, but I didn't switch back in time, which I didn't even know. I didn't even know to switch back. Like, I thought once you're on that side, you just go back when you're ready. That sounds ridiculous now. I don't mean that I was going to drive on the wrong side forever. I just mean I was going to, pass a few cars. Anyway, so he pulled me over. But even though he was willing to give me a verbal warning, which was very sweet, on that, he noticed that my car windows are tinted on, the driver and passenger side. And so he had to give me like a fix-it ticket for that. And I'm just like, dude, what? Like, I live in the high desert, okay? It's pretty much the face of the sun when it's not colder than Jupiter, okay? It's like one or the other. And I literally got my windows tinted while I was up here, and they made it quite clear that the front window couldn't be tinted and that they could just do like a banner along the top, which just kind of formed a visor, if you will. They never said anything about the side windows not being tinted. And the guy was like, yeah, from, the driver's view forward. And so he wrote me this ticket, and it said, impaired view. Little does he know how impaired my view is. Right? But something like that. I still feel blessed that I learned now that you have to cross back while the line's still broken. So that's something I didn't know. And, that he only gave me a fix-it ticket. But I was just like, wait, what? That's my thing. Wait, what? All right. So that was kind of a bummer, but it could have been worse, right? As so many things can. It could have been worse. So I ate great all day. I started out with my banana boats and my romaine lettuce, which I love. And then I had a lot of fruit this morning. Like, I don't really eat until first recess, which is like 10:30. But I ended up having quite a bit of fruit, like 2 pears and 2 white nectarines and 2 plums, which, I mean, that's like a lot of food in a way, but when you think about it, It's only a few hundred calories, right? And then I had my bucket of vegetables, which I totally love. My organic carrots and baby bell peppers and, heirloom cherry tomatoes and, of course, celery, which I dig. So I had all of that, my 16 cups of water, of course. And for dinner, I had a fantastic salad, which I actually posted because it was just refreshing and simple. And it was my power greens, which are the baby kale, baby chard, a little more spinach, which I didn't really plan, but it just worked out that way. And then corn off the cob, right? I just shear it and put all that sweet little corn in there. And I skipped the tomatoes because I already had them. I skipped the carrots. I didn't have like any of that. I added, and I know people have a conflict with this, but I added some grapes. Because let's think about that. I mean, really, cherry tomatoes are fruit. Hello, hence the seeds. And so are grapes. I don't get the conflict, but it doesn't bother me. So I put some grapes in there, cherry tomatoes, a beautiful large green zucchini I chopped up into little hearty chunks because zucchini is just so hearty, right? And a super simple dressing. I just had one mandarin orange, some balsamic vinegar, another conflict for some people, but it's literally the only ingredient is balsamic vinegar. There's nothing else. It hasn't been toyed with. It's straight from Italy. I'm good with it. And then I sprinkled some wakame seaweed on that. And I'm missing an ingredient. Mandarin, balsamic. Oh, I actually used another half of a zucchini for the creaminess. Anyway, it was delicious. No fat in any of that, but I was having so many extra calories with the corn, and certainly with the amount of fruit and corn and just greens I had today. I didn't chronometer it, but if I had, I'm sure I got a good amount of fat because, as we know, all fruit vegetables have all three, protein, fat, and carbs, right? Anyway, it was very refreshing and satiated. I felt handled because I had another panic attack today at school. I started going crazy. And as I'm saying that, I promised my little inner child that I would reward her with some urges. Bear with me while I do this with one hand. Yeah, I promised myself I would pay myself back because I went through that insanity, and I was like, is that just going to be like a daily gig right now? Where for a few hours I am crazed and obsessed and planning my demise? Because, man, that's what was going down. I'm trying to think. I'm going to pay her one really big one because these are my favorite. And then I am going to pay her 4 little baby ones because, seriously, we had every opportunity to binge our heads off, and instead we just got a ticket. So wasn't that fun? Yeah, because honestly, though I refer to it as a do nuts, as in at least eat nuts as opposed to donuts, we went by a couple of do nuts stores and, just a lot of other stuff. And when I got home, I was tired and thinking, I don't feel like chopping up vegetables. And praise God, I did it all, including my rebounder, including my arms, including my rosary, including teaching all day, right? All the things. And I'm happy for that. So I'm happy to pay myself a couple of urges, which I abstained from. It's all good. I'm just trying to not just get to my ultimate goal, which will be the phenomenal me, the first day of January, but the foundation for the rest of my life, right? Foundation for the rest of my life, one good choice at a time. That's kind of where I'm at. So I'm not going to go into a talk. I do want to leave you with this, though. Years ago, when I was in New Zealand, and I had referenced that taking care of my nieces, I had met a friend, and it was really sad because she was I say spokesperson, but I mean like a leader for Jenny Craig. And it was terrible because she was living a double life. You know, she was showing up at Jenny Craig. She was encouraging people to get well. And I actually met her in Overeaters Anonymous, which of course is anonymous. And I'm not saying her name or anything, but we met in Overeaters Anonymous. And through trust, she ended up sharing with me that she was actually a lead for Jenny Craig. And that she just had this total turmoil and inner conflict because she was supporting all of those people in wellness, and she herself was not well at all. She was a full-blown bulimic when she wasn't being a total compulsive overeating binge fest. I mean, it was one or the other, and she just felt like she was living such a lie. And part of the reason that I created Jules Blessed Vegan was to support myself, and I was encouraged to tell my story, whatever that looked like. But mostly, I wanted a place where I could just risk being honest. You know, whatever it was, either my history, which doesn't belong to anybody, and people have no power over me, and where I've been. And I like to be able to share that history. And also just in my daily struggles. I don't want to show up at Jules Blessed Vegan and put on a pretty face and just be amazing. And you guys, isn't it great? And oh my gosh, this way of life is phenomenal. And I just love all of you. And no. That's a no. On days that I feel like that, I straight up want to celebrate. But on all those other days, I want to be able to come here and just say, yeah, I screwed up today. Yeah, I'm struggling because, yeah, I need prayers, you know, all of those. I just want to be real with you guys because it was so tragic. I've hidden in my life before, which is why I was kind of playing with the incognito idea, because I have hidden, but I usually hide in plain sight. And most of the time when I'm at my heaviest is when I am hiding in plain sight. No one can miss me, but in my heart and in my deception and in all the crazy antics that I'm practicing, I am technically hiding. And I don't want to hide. I do not want to hide. I want to be straight up. I want to say, here's my story, and I want to hear your story. And I just want to say, you know, we don't have to give our power away. We just don't. Dang it. You know, people are going to have an opinion. People are going to let you know what they think. People are going to try and rebound off of your life because they don't want to look at their own. People are broken. Man, I'm seeing that. I am seeing a lot of fit-throwing individuals who are really just crying out, saying, I'm hurting and I'm scared. And because I'm in an adult body and feel like a little kid, I'm afraid to talk about it. I'm afraid to ask for help. And I am so sorry for that. I didn't stay in touch with that girl when I came home from back to America. I lost her, but I never forgot her in my prayers or my heart. And I hope she found peace with her food and what her truth needed to be. Let's not live double lives, you guys. We don't owe that to anybody. It's funny, people will say that the only thing we have in common is that nobody gets out alive, right? Nobody gets out of this experience alive. So what are you going to do while you're here to get to your best version of yourself? I'm stoked you're here, but can you be honest? I'd like to support you in that. Why don't we just break out, you guys, and just say, forget it, man. You got no power over me. I admired that little girl, and I'll wrap it up with this. Bella Thorne. And she was just one of those little Disney kids. And, you know, she's forced to grow up before the public's eye. And she ended up, like so many, taking naked pictures. And somebody wrote her and threatened her. And I think she's 20 now. She might be 21. I don't know. She's somewhere right around there. And somebody threatened her and said, I'm going to blackmail you with your pictures. And she said, really? Screw you. I'll publish them myself. And she published them herself. And some people gave her flack and said, well, why did you ever take pictures anyway? I mean, you're a personality. And you know what? Whatever. She published them herself. She took the power away from that person. And that's what I want us to do. When someone's going to talk about how Juliana, you know, was diagnosed with manic depression, which of course is bipolar and is so trendy today. Juliana used to be a pill gourmet. She was raped at 26. Did you know? Bring it, bring it, bring it, bring it, bring it. Okay, bring it. There is nothing in this life that I need to hide from. I'm building to my next life. People who say they only live once, you're right, you only do. But I'm living twice. And this is the shortest life I will ever live because heaven is eternal. So you know what? Bring it. We can either grow and learn together, or you can just be your empty, petty self somewhere else. Dang, girl, getting righteous. You better get incognito again. All right, my friends, thanks for checking in. I'd love to know your comments. You can also find me hidden if you need to share privately on JulesBlessedVegan at Instagram, JulesBlessedVegan at yahoo.com, JulesBlessedVegan at Gmail, and you can share privately. But let's stop hiding, shall we? Let's all just stop hiding. Let out the light. I'm here for you. Like if you like, join us if you haven't, subscribe, and until we talk again, trust that you're blessed.